All right, good morning traders, and welcome to the Bookmap All Markets webinar. This is Bruce at Bookmap. We'll be going through live order flow using Bookmap. And the goal of the webinar here is to use order flow as an edge within our setups to understand the participants as an edge in the auction market process. We can see their behavior. How is that possible? Well, they are participating in the auction with their orders, and we are tracking the order flow and the activity of those orders, the actions, what unfolded, and that is how we can kind of track. And we will go through it in detail, and we're looking at specific zones or areas where we're looking for some sort of edge and advantage using the order flow. Need to go through a few things in here before we dive into the order flow. So we're just changing up the time for now, and it's for our onboarding webinar. We do this every Tuesday at 1 p.m. usually. We're going to try it at Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. East Coast time, so we can bring in maybe the European crowd or people that are up, or in different parts of the world, and maybe miss the 1 p.m. East Coast time webinar. Okay, so that's the new time here. If you guys are interested, what we do in this webinar is we get you up and running using Bookmap. So if you have the free version or the paid version, it's for people who have the paid version, but it also works for the free version. Oh yeah, Tom, it would be nice. Yeah, no problem at all. It's very simple. We'll go through it. You'll log into bookmap.com. You'll download the platform from there. You'll subscribe to data, and then we'll go through running the platform, connecting to data, and adding a symbol, and then answering any questions that you guys have. Also, our new course exclusively on the Bookmap Learning Center. Let me show you where that is and how you can find out or access it. Go to bookmap.com and then click on the education here, and then click on the new course right here, and that'll bring you right to it. There's 10 videos in here that are setups on supply and demand. We've been using them. They're pretty simple. They're very straightforward. They're very short. You can see here just a couple minutes long. The longest one is 4.5 minutes. They're dense in that sense. And we go through how to read order flow and how to apply Bookmap to your trading. All right, that's the goal here. Yeah, come to the Learning Center, check it out. And we're going to be going through them in the live market during these webinars. So it's exclusively on the Bookmap Learning Center. We're also having this Bookmap desk competition, photo competition. Let me show you. Okay, if you go to well, it's on our social media. You'll see it, but here's the web page as well. I'll put this in the chat for you. All you have to do if you want to participate, you can see there's some great prizes: $1,000, $500, plus Bookmap Global Plus with one exchange of data for the year, for first and second prizes. Third prize is 3 months. So some really nice prizes here, and it'll be fun. All you have to do is take a photo of your trade workstation here, or your Bookmap desk, and it has to have Bookmap on it, and you read through the rules. You'll see here it's very simple, but all you have to do is post on either X, Instagram, or LinkedIn, and when you post your photo, make sure to put the hashtag Bookmap Desk, and then it'll automatically upload here. Okay, the software scrapes it and then uploads it here. So yeah, you'll see all sorts of desks in here. And people using Bookmap. A lot of our educators are in here. There's Scott Pulsini. Here's myself. Here's Dan. Here's Doug. And here's Charles over here. So some really nice setups in here, by the way. Anyway, that's that. I wanted to let you know about that. And we had the Bookmap Academy meeting last night, or at the market close. We went through this process, and we are going to go through this process in these webinars as well. For journaling and building out your playbook, this is essential. You need to have an edge when you're trading. So this is the process to go through to put ourselves in line with the best possible outcome. And it's very straightforward. Number one, what's the impetus? What's moving the market? Okay, like for example, right now we had the non-farm payrolls earlier, better than expected, and the market's been moving up. Super simple. Now we're going to look at higher time frames, our key levels on those higher time frames, and then we're going to look at scenarios. When price gets up to there, or maybe we want to trade up to those higher time frame levels and then take some profits or whatever it might be. But we're looking to match the scenario with the higher time frame levels and the impetus that's moving the market. That's when we'll select the proper setup, and all we do at this point is we have our checklist in the setup. Okay, it's a separate checklist. It's not this 1 through 4 checklist, and then it's just all down to execution. We just look for the setup. We look for a higher probability setup and take the trade, and then manage it. Right, and this is part of the Bookmap Academy. Anyway, we'll continue to go through this here. Let's dive in. We'll just go through the risk disclosures and then look at this live market. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in finally. All right, I had to go through all that stuff. We got a lot of stuff going on. All right, you can see right here at 8:30, here's the knee-jerk reaction. Well, let's actually look at this one here. The knee-jerk reaction from the non-farm payrolls is to the upside. The data was good. And you can see like just how powerful this is. You're going with the move. Now you're looking for the key levels, and then you're looking at building out your scenarios, and then the proper setup. Okay, so for example, this would be a key level right here. As you can see, price going across here, hasn't broken out. Look at this high liquidity just up above it. Okay, so we see another area down here, kind of like support and resistance here. This would be support. All right, so did you find an opportunity to get in somehow and have price move back up into that high liquidity here on the offer? It's not an easy one, because look at the timidness in here by the sellers. They're not willing to trade back down here. Let's just cancel our drawings for a minute. They're not willing to trade down into the liquidity. Some of the liquidity is here at 59.90, but there's more down here at 88, and they don't come down there. Okay? No one's willing to trade down there. So finally, we see the buyers come in over here, and this is where it's looking pretty good to pop. We do get the move. And the move up into high liquidity. Typically, we look for either a pullback or a slowdown after that high liquidity transacts on the offer. It does. Then it kind of reloads, or the aggressive buyers come back in and trade it up into just above 6,000. Okay, the key figure into 05 and 06. Okay, then the 9:30 cash open. It's off to the races. Okay, everyone wants in, and they're kind of hand over fist here. You should be able to hear me. You guys cannot hear me over in Discord. I think I'm audible. All good. Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks guys. Loud and clear. All right, thank you, Stephen. All right. And here, thank you, Glenn. Okay, we're all good then. On YouTube. All right. So let's see what has unfolded since. Well, we came back up into really nice, pretty nice strong move here. High liquidity up here around this 17 level. Is that what it is? And hold on a minute. Let me get the crosshairs. So around 20, and it goes up a bit higher, just up into 25. It looks like, or just shy of it. A few contracts traded up there, and then that's been it so far. Okay, we get the pullback now. All right, so now what we need to do here is, like, we can see the selling coming in now pretty strong, right? So this is pretty typical for time of day after that initial impulse move or opening range and momentum move. So I'm a little clueless here. I need to look at my higher time frame levels to understand where this went on my daily, hourly, and 15-minute. So let's do that. We'll jump over here and see what's going on. Okay, so here we go. And here we got the daily on the left-hand side, popping up above some of these areas in here. Previous high at 6,000 here. And yeah, you can see the nice big green candle in the move up. You see the gap here on the hourly, also on the 15-minute from the cash session and where it opened, the move up, and now we're getting a pullback. Okay, so where's it going to pull back to? Well, the first area I would look would be some of these swing highs in here, somewhere around this 08.5, 09, somewhere like that. And we'll see if there's more supply. If there is, maybe we'll come back down to about where it opened here, around 98. And we'll see again what the order flow looks like. So this again is more like the key levels and then now strategy and looking for where price might go, and then how are we going to trade it? What's the setup? What are we looking for? All right, so let's jump into Bookmap and let's take a look. So on this one here, I'd be looking for high liquidity up at this level around 08, 09. Let's take a look. Okay, so we do have some here at 08. We have this low volume node in here. That's where price rejected and blazed through here previously. Okay, so there you go. All right, so now we have an area in here to consider. Okay, so all of this in here is an area to consider, and we have our 08 liquidity down here as well. All right, so let's see if we get some sellers looking for them to probe into the swing low and maybe a bit lower here. Okay, because we do see more sellers now than we do buyers. All right, so we also have VWAP right here. It's below it. It's kind of testing back up to it, and not really seeing too much at the moment. Yes, happy birthday, Dan. The news is out. Excellent. So anyway, let's see here. Now you can see buyers coming back in, and that's why we stayed kind of clear of this in here. We just didn't see anything for a setup yet. Okay, so buyers coming back in and probing back up to these sellers in here. And let's take a look at the order flow. Okay, how does it look? Are there a lot of buyers in here? It's not bad. It's there's more sellers though than there are buyers. Okay, more sellers over here compared to buyers in here. Hey, Alan. Nice to see you. All right, well, let's see here. Is that a low volume pullback? Let's take a shot at this actually. We'll jump over to TraderMap Lite or TraderMap Pro. I'm going to take a shot at this because, and it would have been better just a little bit higher here, is that we're going to, the market came back up here and probed up to here. Look at the buyers though, right? And I start to see some exhaustion and I start to see some selling coming in here. I'm looking for it to probe down here now to at least this swing or the low here. Okay, and this liquidity down here, and our liquidity is really down here at this 08 level, so I'm going to kind of front run that by a tick or two. Okay, and that's where I'd be taking my profit if we get down there. Okay, we've been covering this in the webinars. Is a good way to consider taking profit is at the swing, and if there's liquidity there as well, take your profit, hit a single here, and build some confidence, because we never know what will happen in some of those areas. And if we get maybe all of a sudden a ton of buyers come in around this 11 or 10 level here, and it doesn't come near our target, okay, but we took some off. And we're building confidence. Like, we can look for these things to unfold, okay, with confidence, and take a small move and don't let it mess with your mind here. Okay, once it starts to mess with your mind, you start not believing in your setup, maybe your data, your back testing. It starts to spiral. Maybe you start to get negative about it, and we can avoid all that by just having some small wins, and then until we get to the point where we are beyond that, having it break our confidence and being able to take small losses or take losses and not have it worry us at all, and that's a good space to be in. Okay, because losses are going to happen, and we just take the same setup again and again, but when we're first starting it, it's great to have some small wins. It's like a little confidence booster. Okay, so just chopping around here, coming back to our entry here. It would have been nicer to be just a little bit higher in here. We saw it and I wasn't able to get to it quick enough. This is not a trade recommendation. This is not trading advice. This is not a trading room. Okay, we're going through the live market, and this is in demo paper trading mode. It says real down here, real trading, but if you look up here, this is going right into our Bookmap demo sim folder. Okay, so this is demo paper trading mode. Greetings from UK. Nice to have you, Paul. Yeah, I can tell you about this strategy. So, well, we went through a top-down approach just earlier, and then we were looking for well, we saw sellers come in, and we have a time of day as well, right? Now we're bullish here. We're actually taking a counter trend trade, but we saw a lot of sellers starting to come back in, and we're looking for a test into our level, and our level is down here, right? We started with the higher time frame here, and you can see here's the swing at 10 actually, and we're looking actually for it to break and go a little bit lower into like 08 here, okay, and test that area. All right, and then the setup in here, I can show you precisely. Okay, if you go to bookmap.com click on education up here, and then these are the this is our learning center. We have all sorts of videos, hundreds of free videos in here. So click on the supply and demand setups course here, and then the one that we're going over right now is the low volume pullback right here. Okay, that is the setup. Okay, because we see more selling, and we had, look at the volume here. Right here, let me bring up my pen tool. Okay, so we had we had all of this selling. Okay, actually I got to quit the pen tool and reopen it. It's not working. All right, let's try it again. Okay, so we had all of this selling here, right? Here we better with the rectangle, and then look at the pullback here. Okay, this pullback here, see how it's on lower volume, okay, by the buyers. Now the buyers are coming back in. Okay, now we're seeing buyers build up here. Okay, so we're likely to get stopped out on this. Okay, so we were looking for we got in here, and then we are looking for taking it down to our level here, just in front of that high liquidity here at 08. Right, and that was our setup. Right, and we had mentioned taking some off at the bottom of the range, just to build that confidence. Okay, so we still might get it. We still might get it here, even though we do see a little bit more buying in here. Let's see. It's really right here. See where these buying cluster came in? Are the buyers going to buy again here? That's the question. Or are we going to see the retest and probe down below here, and probably down into this 10 level or swing here? Okay, maybe it will flush through, maybe it'll hit a bunch of stops, and maybe we'll get filled down here. If we come down here and we see that this high liquidity trades at 11, and we start to see buyers come in, then we will just take our profits. Okay, these are these are smaller time frames, but we're taking them for a reason. Like I said, to build confidence, go through this process, and this is the time that we're allowed during the webinar. So I would prefer to go through it in the live market, and you know, we can learn a lot about not just order flow, but entries and exits, and trade management as well. Okay, so you can see some stuff is starting to happen down here. Some interesting order flow, some activity, right? So yeah, we came back down here. It probed. Let's see if we get the buyers come back in. If the buyers come back in here, likely we'll get a breakout and maybe come up into 24. You know, 20, retest 20. Okay, so now look at, I'm in front of all of this, or I'm confronting all of this buying coming back in. I don't like that. I don't think this is going to work out. I'm just going to flatten the position. Okay, I'll take a small loss on that, and then I can go worry free now. Okay, because I see the probe, I see the retest back down here, and we didn't even touch the liquidity, and we see buyers come back in. Okay, now it might come back down, right? But I am confronted here, or this was my thought process at least, with this buying and this buying starting to come back in. I was looking for low volume in buying in here, right? And in here. And that's what I wanted to see. I'm not seeing that now. So I'm just going to get out. Okay. Does that make sense? All right, Kevin, good morning from Lakeland, Florida. Excellent. right, so that was my trade management process there, Paul. That was the setup, and that was the whole process. Now it's just turned into, this is turned into something else. Okay, and then at this point, well, really even over here, I'm just kind of starting to hope. Right, and we don't want to hope. We're looking for something solid. Okay. And like I said, maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't. We'll see here real soon. Or maybe it would have worked out. Okay. All right, starting to see more sellers coming back in though. Okay, but it's really choppy in here. Look at the volume dots. Look at the size of them and look at the color of them. So we don't really have much of an edge using the low volume pullback, that's for sure. Okay, but this makes sense. Pretty high sell volume, low volume pullback, some retest back up here, no buyers, some sellers, some exhaustion. Get in with the sellers looking to take it back down. At least just to retest the bottom of the range. And then it's just really just turned into nothing but chop since. Guys, you know what? It's kind of funny. Like, it wasn't the greatest setup. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't like we weren't really at any key levels. There's one of our partner educators out there, Carmine Rosado. Maybe you guys have heard of him. Created a video just the other day, talking about like how he had such a great month because he was patient and he waited for his key levels, but also for a very clean setup. If he didn't see it, then he wouldn't take it. And he said it made tremendous difference. Instead of getting hacked up and little trades here and there, small losers or a handful of losers and then one big winner, he just had big winners basically, maybe a couple small losers, and that was it. Okay, so you can see, look what happened to our idea here. Okay, so it unfolded, but that was not worth it to me. This would have, like I said, it just kind of is a bit of hope in here at this point, I'm not willing to sit through that. Okay, now I'm actually thinking about going long. Okay, because now we traded into this level here, right? This is the level we were looking at here. Okay, the next level would be down here around this 98 level, and that's very near the cash open here today. Okay, so what are we looking for here? All right, same ideas. This is actually what we covered in the Academy meeting in some detail yesterday. One of the setups here, very simple one, is this trendline break and accumulation. Okay,
breaking trend lines.
What we're looking for is we're looking for an oversold area. We're looking for high liquidity getting filled all the way down. Okay, we want to see this right here. This is important. We want to see the passive buyers in the market getting filled on the way down. Okay, likely this is the big fill here at the figure 21,000 in the NASDAQ. It went lower here. This is likely the stop run. But now after this, after we know there's buyers passively getting involved in the market, now we're looking for the passive accumulation has already unfolded. Now we're looking for the aggressive accumulation, and we're looking for a break of structure, and that's where you get this. here is your break of structure, or it could be horizontal, it could be, you know, here or here. And then you're looking for the accumulation on the buy side to start to come in. And then you look for getting in, and then yeah, just go through the video here. And these can lead to some really, really powerful moves. You've got a lot on your side. Okay, you've got all of this liquidity. Now, this is not a whole lot of liquidity in here yet being filled. Okay, so this might turn into another trend lower, actually. Okay, but we'll keep an eye out for it here. Okay, and this is what we covered in the Academy meeting. I thought was really good. Was really putting these two together. You know, you really got to see this liquidity getting filled, and then now you know that, you know, it's absorbing or slowing down and taking away that selling pressure, all of that supply. We don't know how much there is until we start to see the aggressive buyers come in. See how we didn't see them here? There's still more supply here. Okay, it is now it's made another low, it's trending lower. Okay, probably coming down toward the figure here at 6,000. Okay, that is a low volume pullback there. We can even try that one again if we see selling coming in. There's some exhaustion. No, still seeing buyers. Okay, it's not bad, but it's not really the prime setup that we're looking for. We really want to see it trade into all of these liquidity levels and be oversold quite a bit. And then we're looking, so we know the passive accumulation is there, and then we're looking for the aggressive accumulation. And so I'm not quite convinced of it yet, but it might unfold. Okay, the setup is simple. You know, we're moving down. We're looking for a break of structure, and we're looking for high liquidity getting filled on the way down. So we want that at our backs. Then we're looking for the aggressive accumulation to come in, and then we want to go with that. Okay, and our strength is all of that passive accumulation here, followed by the aggressors, and that's what can lead to the nice powerful moves. A few questions in here. Axel, what thresholds do I use for Iceberg orders and the S&P and the NASDAQ? It depends, but a lot of times I really like the automatic settings. So if you just go up to Icebergs up in here, oh, I'm sorry, I got to go back to the original. On chart here. Okay, so yeah, see, I was doing some testing and I have all of them showing here. I like using the automatic individual thresholds here. I like this tool. I think it works well because it's based off of you know, volatility over a period of time. Okay, so in that sense, like, you know, it will change and fluctuate. So right now it's up pretty high. I'm going to bring it down here, and you can see it's this gray number here. All right, guys, here we go. Right, so here, this is worthy. I think to jump in on. Okay, because we're starting to see the I do see a little break of structure here. Okay, and I'm looking for those aggressive buyers now. We could take some off at the top of the range here, or we could look for back up through this area up in here. Okay, so now again, this is what we kind of missed the the prime entry on this. Okay? And again, this is not a trading recommendation nor a trading room, right? But what we're looking for is going with these guys at our back, and now these guys are going to take the momentum higher. And if it's not the greatest setup, well, then you're not looking for the greatest move. Maybe we should look at, you can move your stop down to some of these key areas here where the sellers came in. So maybe here, or maybe up into this level here. There's a point of control here. Maybe you're looking for just a mean reversion type of trade, or if it's a really good setup, you'd probably be looking for this 20 level up here and that liquidity that came into the market here. Okay, makes sense. And so let's see now if buyers can get through and above this 12 and 3/4. And you can see during the webinars, it's a little tough to get those really nice entries on some of those areas in here. But this is what we got to work with. It is demo paper trading mode. Okay. All right. Now the nice thing about this is, not only do we have these guys at our back here, this passive accumulation, we also are going with the bigger trend. Okay, the bigger uptrend here. Okay, we did hit our key level. We actually went below it, yeah, it's kind of an odd area to reverse or see the retest here. Kind of look for it to go lower, but anyway, this is what we saw, and so this is what we went for. Okay, so now up in here, like we had said, it's okay. It's not the greatest, but maybe our expectations for this was just more of a mean reversion back to the 13.5 here and that liquidity there. Unless, all of a sudden something dramatically changes and we get tons of buyers in here. Okay? And then the aggressors come in and they're moving the market. But when we really get that oversold condition and we really get that passive accumulation, and then those aggressors come in, the move is really pretty strong, pretty nice. Okay, and it makes sense. Okay, and what also makes sense is we're going with the bigger trend. Well, it's based on the volume. Greetings, Axel from Chile. All right, welcome. No, the you understand it's based on volume. So you're still talking about the stops or the icebergs, I guess. The iceberg orders. Well, I took your question here about the volume coming in. Yeah, it's really this combination that's key here. Is you got to have the passive accumulation. You got to have it. Else what will happen a lot of times, what we see is the aggressive accumulation here just peters out, right? It just doesn't have the power. It's kind of like you're in first gear on your bicycle or something, just pedaling. You don't have it. When you got that passive accumulation behind you, you've really ramped it up. And you're not spinning your wheels. Okay, so what is our expectation here? Maybe are we going to hold it for a bigger one? Are we going to take our profits at this liquidity level here? Well, why don't we do this? We'll just move our stop up and we'll see if we get a runner out of it. Okay. I'm looking keenly at some of these levels. Okay, we just hit some liquidity here and here. Okay, so if we see a big sell dot come in, maybe we get out. Okay, some selling, and that's to be anticipated. Okay, so now we're coming back to where it broke out from here. Let's see, do buyers come in and support it here? Now, we don't see much passive buyers in these areas here, so it's got to be the aggressor again. The aggressor's got to move it. So we got to see him up here at 14.25. So there's our retest back up here, our third or fourth test up there, and I'm still not seeing buyers, right? So if they don't come in on another retest up here, I'm gonna get out. All right, so that keeps us in the game a little bit. There's a little bit of buying there. All right, well, let's see it. We got to. They've got to move it. These are the guys that move it. These green dots, the aggressors. They take all the liquidity at one level, move it to the next, move it to the next, etc. Okay, and it's kind of struggling here. All right, looking a little bit better. Okay, buyers, let's see you take it higher. And we'll hold for our 20 level up here. Or if a lot of liquidity comes in here at 17, we'll consider that. Yeah, see how it's just kind of petering out up here. Yeah, let's just let's exit and we'll look for the next thing. And that's it. I just, we weren't too convinced. Yeah, we were somewhat convinced. It wasn't bad, wasn't great. For it to really come up here, it still may, but this is what we're looking for, and we're out. And we'll just move on to the next. Okay. Look at the selling cluster come in like that. Yeah. All right, let's clean up some of these drawings in here. Let me see, any questions over on Discord? Geez, I'm way behind. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, Snowman, I think I answered your question. So that was around 10. Yeah, so that was around 10:30 or so. So yeah, I answered your question on that. 10:28, and we took something, right? Let's see, Rob, you keep destroying your account with several good days and one bad day. Don't let that happen. Protect yourself. Don't take that risk. You cannot take that risk. I would suggest, Rob, like, well, first off, go through this process. I think the only thing missing from your process, Rob, because I know I've seen you go through order flow, you know your stuff really well. You just need to match it with some of these higher time frames and market impetus, etc. And then, you know, also I think it's going to help you tremendously is don't look for these big moves. Just get out, hit that single, and get back in. You know, look for the next. And it'll present, don't worry. And think about that. That is your goal, is to take money out. And that means protecting your account as well. Okay, not letting it go against you. Yeah, Alois is saying use a daily loss limit. Yeah, so easy to say. Exactly, Alois. It seems so trivial. I hate to kind of stand up here and say some of these things when it's so easy in hindsight or whatever. But look here, this is what we did here. We got out, right? We got out of both of these trades. In fact, we got out here with a small loss, right? We held this way too long. And this one, yeah, we held probably too long as well. Nah, maybe it wasn't so bad. You can see that it looks like it's going to work out now. It retested right to where we got in, actually, down below this little swing here. And then now we're starting to see buyers come in. But do we see really something good here? I don't. I just don't see it. I'm looking at the bars. I'm looking at the dots. I'm looking at the liquidity in here. It looks like it could be very, very choppy, or, you know, maybe come back down lower again. Okay, so I'm not willing to put risk on. I hope that helps, Rob. Rob, you can't, like, I'm hoping that what we talked about earlier keeps you in the game. Just small wins. It's like it's kind of like I kind of view it as like is somebody giving you a compliment. You know, oh hey, how are you doing today? It's nice to see you. You know, hope you're doing well. You know, how is like you know, so and so or such and such, or you know, your partner or whatever it is. You know, it's nice. It's complimentary. Instead of like, what are you doing? What do you want? You know, that can kick you into, like, for your day, it can kick you into like this negative outlook, right? I kind of view it the same way in trading. I don't know if this makes sense to you guys or not. Maybe you guys think I'm a kook, but like basically it's the same in trading for me. With I made a little bit of money. I was looking for this to happen, and you know, I built my confidence back up and kind of complemented my account. And it's not a lot, but I didn't lose. I made a little, and I move on to the next one. And then review, I'll be inspired to wake up the next day and do the same thing, and then, you know, study what did you do right, what did you do wrong. You will be more likely to also study. Oh yeah, you can join the Academy meetings, Snowman, if you're not a part of the Academy. I don't know why you wouldn't want to be a part of it. You know, we're this process of journaling and showing your trade markups to others is only going to give you good feedback. Okay, and it's going to help you in the meantime as well. You're going to be spending more time with your setups, getting to know them better, and that should help you. Right, you'll become more an expert in it. If you're already an expert in it, then and you don't need that, well, maybe you want to study another one. Use the Academy. Okay, just reading through. Thanks, Stephen, for replying to Snowman. Yep. We have to wait till the next Trump must insult exchange. Yeah, no, I mean, look at our volume again. Now we don't. We're still really. It's still these guys down over here, right? This was our accumulation passively, and I just don't see much happening now. It's just if we don't have that behind us, it's just going to be a lot harder to read until it does start to unfold. And maybe we do get accumulation up here on the offer, right? Maybe this turned into some other type of pattern, or failure up here and then a move back in to this range in here. Okay, but we don't know, and I just don't see anything right now. We're right at the point of control, and we're just chopping around in here. Okay, and I see no conviction by buyers or sellers in here right now. Wow, lots of chat in here today. I can't keep up with you guys. Okay. Rob, it's great you're using the if you don't mind me showing here, we're gonna just not some sort of modern painting or something like that. This is our trading journal, and showing a lot of metrics in here. Rob, I really commend you for using this and showing this. This is where we're going to get more involved in that, into the process here, using the journal and the setups together, because you'll have metrics on it. Okay, and we'll combine the two. Anyway, I'll get more into it another time. Okay, we're just about to get ready for that though. But good stuff, Rob. Let's see about spoofing. Yeah, Alois answered you there though. Yeah, I really like it too, DNT. This accumulation. I mean, to be honest, we have been covering it for years. We just haven't articulated it in this manner. Here I can show you. Good Lord, we've been going over it for years, but just more of a focus on it. So if you go to the Learning Center and Education, and then the older strategies and setups, which I will be adding to, guys. I haven't abandoned this, but we went through a continuation pattern in detail, and the reversal pattern in here I kind of abandoned for a bit, but this is it here. It's the same thing, and you can see the you're looking for the downward momentum move here, okay, by the hold on, let me get there. Okay, so by the sellers, right? They're in control. They're moving the market. Look at the pullback here. No buyers up here, right? Into your higher time frame level, or maybe it's an ATR, and then now you start to get, or you start to see. Again, this is that important part. This is the passive buyers in here, okay? And they're getting filled. It stopped the sellers here. It stopped the sellers here as well. Now we're seeing a little bit of buying. This is where this trend line break and accumulation could be kind of tricky, because you're thinking, oh, okay, I got it here, right? It's not quite ready. You don't see the overpowering yet of the buyers. Now you're starting to see it, right? Now it has the possibility to do that. But now this is where you see that shift in the volume and order flow, at least in the head and shoulders pattern. And then now you're looking for a retest down here, but there's not a lot of sellers. They've absorbed they've been absorbed by the passive buyers on the bid. And look at the paltry selling in here. Now you're looking for the buyers to come in. There may or may not be high liquidity here, but you know, it might totally exhaust on that right shoulder. Then you're looking for these big dots. Now you're looking for them to carry it. Okay, you see the passive, again, same ideas, right? You're looking for that passive accumulation, then you're looking for that aggressive accumulation in here. It's the same for any reversal pattern, okay, that we want to look for. So you can see, like, look what's happening here. This is just turned into a bunch of muck, you know. There's nothing to read here. There's not much to do. Yeah, trading is life. You're saying you did something kind of stupid this morning, and it kind of messes you up. Exactly, exactly. And then you start kicking yourself, and you're just all mad at yourself. Not good. And now it's that downward spiral again, and it can take a while to get out of that. So don't do it. You know, try to keep, you know, small winners and small losers, and more small winners. Okay, know your setup really well, and just take your profit, hit the single, and get out. Just get on base. In fact, you know, that could be a strategy. Like, if you get really good at just doing that could be the end of it. Like, or that's all you need to do, is just start to then ramp up your size. Okay, what if we got in with 1 here and took it up to where it dropped from here, and you know, we got out, or we got in 10 here and we got out 10 up here, or 50, you know, something like that. I mean, you'd be pretty happy. All right, guys, well, this is an interesting one. Okay, so is this a low volume pullback in here? I don't know. I mean, yeah, it is, but did it really break some of these ranges? It kind of broke this one, and it kind of retested here. I want to see it clean and clear away from an area on some strength. You want to look at Tesla, DNT? Yeah, I've got it up. I just morbidly, you know, I had to look at it here, and I thought this might happen. I thought we might see kind of a bit of a pop today, but yeah, it's so far so good. I mean, it's above 300. Yeah, well, how surprised you're surprised, Alan? I'm not too surprised. I mean, the data wasn't that great. I mean, it was more than expected, and that actually is pretty big. But you know, the numbers weren't that great. Yeah, cool chart. I love these correlation charts, DNT. Anyway, anyway, guys, the thing that I like about this also with the passive and aggressive accumulation. You know, it could be the opposite here. It doesn't have to be buying. It could be selling. Passive accumulation on the sell side, and then aggressive accumulation on the sell side. Yeah, it's but it's a really strong combo to have, and it gives us a foundation here. In fact, you can see the foundation in the price action. Okay, we've actually covered this one for a long time as well. It's right here. I mean, look at how you get this range, breaks down this range here. Here's the swing right here. So I'm not making it up. There's a swing there, and then this range. And if we take it across here, it's been above that. Just right now, dipping below it a bit. Okay, so then here, let's just take that and go like this, and then here's your new range here. Okay, now here come the buyers, right? Now, do they have enough? I'd look for the buyers to come back up to the top of the range here. Tested here twice. We're in a range. There's more selling than buying, so maybe it won't. Maybe it'll roll over, and maybe we'll get sellers, and we'll break to the low here. There's not a whole lot to look at, but anyway, let's see here. You last 3 weeks tried to rescue an old damaged account. You didn't quite make it. Okay. Your stress levels rose, yeah, etc. Yeah, just move on. You know, or look, whatever works for you to not go in this downward spiral. Stay away from that. Okay. Yeah, you got to protect that. You got to protect yourself, and that mental capital is really key. All right, yeah, I'd look for a quick scalp up to 15 here, but I'm gonna avoid it here. I used to jump in on these, you guys, as you guys know, but after actually Laura said, I had some comments about the live trading in here, and it's like, okay, well, let's be more focused. You know, we'll kind of wait, but I'm very curious to see if we can come up to 15 here. I think they got it. I see a little bit of skew in the book here at a higher level here at this 10.5. Retested here twice. Now I'm looking to see if we can get buyers and retest back up here at 15. Right. Now, would that be another kind of what do we have here for that kind of break? The trendline break and accumulation. Do we have a lot of passive accumulation? We have some. This is just really kind of like a stop run below the range in here, and then now you're seeing, you know, buyers come back into the range. This is kind of like slowdowns. You know, Wyckoff Spring. I would say this though, like if you see a Wyckoff Spring with a lot of liquidity getting filled in here like this, and then you start to see these big dots like this, you got something. Okay, not just a stop run. You got to look for those aggressors, and you got to look for those passive orders in accumulation as well. Okay, so here we go. Here we're up at 15. And what does it do? Okay, so look at that volatility in there. So it hit 15, it slams right back to 12, it comes right back up to 18, likely to hit 20 here, but yeah, there we go. Okay, so 20. So there must be some news going on. This is kind of some odd price action here. I don't know what you guys have on your news wires. Laura, your profit ratio is at 51%. Do you mind if I share it, Laura, on the screen here? Just add a couple comments. Stay away from the downward spiral. You're writing that down. Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks, Laura. So 51% is totally fine. If it's like 30% is totally fine. It's just you're taking lots of small losses, and then but we want to see big winners, right? And then your win trade to your lose trade is massive, massive winner to small loser. Your average win to average loss will be also very high. Okay, so you know, we'll have that webinar. I haven't scheduled it quite yet, but Bogdan from the author of that Traders of Our Times book from Axia Futures, and he's a prop trader over there at Axia Futures. He will be presenting soon. I need to reach out to him and put it on the calendar now. So he will talk about this. Or ask him about it. Ask him about their traders and what their statistics look like. You will be shocked. 25 to 30% or 25 to 40%, something like that. Mostly losers by far. But their equity curve looks like here. Let me bring up mine for just a second here. Okay, this was that Playbook example here, but if we look at all the journals, theirs looks kind of like this right here, except that it's even better. It's way better. They'll have like maybe one, you know, some like chop or drawdown. It's kind of like a flat period like this, and then another big boom to the upside, and then maybe just a kind of flat period, maybe slightly downward, and then another big boom to the upside. And they're making millions, you know. So this is, you know, don't if you're worried about your profit loss ratio, don't. Just make sure you're controlling the winners and versus your losers in there. Yeah. I mean, Alan, it's really it's nice when you don't see your trade and you don't see something and you don't feel compelled to act. You feel pretty in control, and it's pretty nice. So because you know what you're looking for, and you're like, well, that's not it, and I don't want to deal with that. You know, if it's something I don't like, and when it looks good and you know it, you can even consider, like, you know, changing your risk reward profile or your scaling. China grants export license to rare earth suppliers. Wow. What are you using, Alois, for your news? Financial juice. Okay. Yeah. Well, look, when I was with this Australian group, and he was a forex bank trader. He traded all the big banks around the globe, all the centers. He was in Asia. He was in Sydney. He was Japan. He was in New York. He was in London, and for Citibank, and a bunch of different banks actually. But you know, he it was all. This is why my trend lines kind of seep back in. I think all he did was look at trend lines, and that was it for his technical analysis. In fact, it wasn't really much technical analysis at all. He didn't really care about it too much. What he looked at was here. I can even draw it. What it kind of looks like here. Let me get rid of all these drawings. But he's looking at the news. And it's that market impetus that we talked about. Well, that's what's driving his decisions. So he would do these kinds of things, like this kind of you know, wedge, triangle, whatever, and that's it. And then is it breaking out? And was he bullish? Is there good news? And then he's in. And that's it. Yeah. Oh, well, why did I bring all that up? Well, we were using it was called Icon from Thomson Reuters. It was awesome. Yeah, it's still available. I talked to him some months ago. They're still using it, and it's like, I don't know, $120 or something a month. But it everything comes in, and it's also you can get very specific. You know, you want palm tree oil, you know, data from Malaysia or whatever it might be. You can get it all set up for whatever you like. That was a competitor with Bloomberg, actually, the Thomson Reuters. So, and then they decided to do something for retail, and it's pretty good. I mean, it costs thousands of dollars for the full setup, but they offered a retail version, which was $100. It was $99, which that was, you know, I don't know how many years ago, 10 years ago or something. All right, let me see. Any more questions over on YouTube? Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to neglect you again. Just lots of stuff here through. All right, let me see. No, not too much. Let's see. With Bookmap, we're able to see full depth of market. Yes. For stocks, yes. Enrique. Yes, in dark pools, yes, you can see dark pools, but let me explain that. So from the DX feed data for stocks, you also need to get the national best bid and offer. Okay, that's $30 a month. On top of I would get the package at that point, like and that's like first month is $59, which it includes NASDAQ and EDGX together, right? So you get that, plus you need the NBBO, because the NBBO will show the over-the-counter trades and transactions. So in some of the stocks, you'll see, like, let's go over to like Tesla here. You'll see like some weird transaction somewhere like here, you know, and you're like, what happened there? And that would be a dark pool. So yeah, you can get them. let me show you more information for that. I think if you go to DXFeed Bookmap, bookmap.com/DXFeed, you should see it in here. Okay, you see 3 steps here. First, you need global or global plus. Then secondly, you need to choose your data here. Okay, you can also get futures data from DXFeed. Yeah, NASDAQ, EDGX, the premium bundle. Okay, so that's both of them. And then MBBO, $34 a month. Right, that's how much it is. And you will need that. It's required. Over the counter or your dark pool. All right. And GD, new to Bookmap, excellent, welcome. Trying to understand the layout. Okay, the layout's pretty simple. I will go over it here very briefly with you because I just want to show you. Well, stops and icebergs is a little, maybe that's the next step. All right, so first step is just to understand the basics on the chart. And the basics on, whoa, we turn our heads and this is what happens. Okay, so yeah, I still, again, this is aggressors. Oh no, I'm sorry, there's some accumulation up here, right? We do see this passive accumulation up in here. We just don't see quite yet. It's choppy. I mean, like I'm still not convinced by it, but you know, look, if we see it down here again, we can look for a move right back into point of control, potentially, as long as we see the aggressors come in as well. We're just trading into it right now. Okay, so anyway, let me see. That took me off the topic. What were we talking about? Okay, yeah, go to the learning center. So go to bookmap.com. Okay, click on education, and then here in the learning center, go to the getting started course right here, and the basics here is under the overview of Bookmap. Here, I'll even put this into the chat for you. Understand the 3 elements on the Bookmap chart. They're quite simple, actually. And that will, you'll probably find that very helpful. Come to the onboard meeting, onboard webinar this Wednesday. Okay. All right, guys, we're down below 6,000. And I really don't see much yet. So here's the overview of Bookmap. That'll probably be helpful. Then the next thing too. Well, start with that, and you know, you can also understand, like there's all sorts of videos, very short videos, like on the columns and the volume dots and the heat map. So that'll give you a really good overview, and start with that. All right, guys, more and more selling. Now we're pretty oversold here. Let's take a look at our bigger picture here. Where are we? Okay, you know, so now maybe we can look for a pullback here. Right, we've accumulated here all the way down and down in here too. Okay, I do not see aggressive buyers come in yet, though. I still see sellers. All right, let's take a look at this here. Okay, we've got a horizontal line here, and we got our trend line to the downside. Okay, starting to see some, not too convincing. See the structural area here, we have not broken it. We're just pulled back to where it dropped from. This is where this strategy can be tricky. You really got to see the buyers come in. Okay, you really got to see your key levels. and be oversold through them. I mean, like even better yet, hit high liquidity and then see a stop run. This is something that Valley Fan looks for, is the with his stock trading at his Camarilla levels, pivot levels. Okay, so hitting into maybe S1, S2, S3, whatever it is, and then hits high liquidity. You see a flush through, and then you see it come back up, and then you see the buyers. Okay, so here we're starting to see it now. Okay, so now is that convincing enough? Well, if we get a bit more here, there we go. Okay, let's take a shot at it. I don't like getting in and up here, but I'm kind of curious because this is pretty oversold. So maybe a look for back up to about 6,000. Not bad. Okay, retest this swing up here. Okay, or we can even look for a higher move. Up into here. It's too late. We already got filled, and I'm fine with that. But there's this massive accumulation in here. Right, but sellers still drove it lower, so we got to get back up above that and then see some buyers would be really nice. Anyway, guys, it's not a trading room, but this is one of the setups, and we're talking about the context, and then trade management wise, not so great because the entry, we should have, would have, could have, but looking for a little bit lower when we start to see that those buyers come in. See, notice how we stayed away from it in here because the trend line broke, but we didn't see the buyers. Okay, and then here we do see them, right? And now we're going with that strength. Anyway, I don't know, guys. It's really all the same stuff. I mean, like you can say this is a shoulder, head, shoulder, or double bottom in here. I don't know, double head, whatever it is. But here's what I think is really kind of critical to understand with it is this transition, sell side and the buy, and then this is just chop, right? We have this kind of weird space in here to buy side though. Okay, now the buy side has been short-lived so far. Okay, now maybe it'll pick up. Maybe it'll pick up again in here. But I'm not seeing it. All right, so let's see. I think we're good. No questions over on YouTube, and let's jump over to Discord. Oh, you're welcome, Snowman. All right, let's see. Gusa, that it just passed another 50K eval account. Nice, very nice, great. All right, guys. Well, anyway, try to keep it really simple. When right? What is, and we can even extrapolate that to or you're pretty sure that it's going to test a certain level. That's it. That's all you're looking for. So you can grab your single. This is a good example. We just grabbed our single in here, and look for the swing. Look for this volume node in here, or this is where it dropped from with the selling. And we saw the buying, so I'm looking for a retest back up into this little area in here someplace, and there was liquidity there too. It came in a little bit later, or yeah, right when we moved our stop down. Basically, we see the liquidity come in, and then we got right in front of it by a tick there. But it it pulled back and it's gone higher again. But we didn't know that, and I don't see a whole lot of buying in here to justify that. Okay, so even in here, I just don't see it. Okay, this is a little bit better, but now we're up into high liquidity. And we had another reason too, our 6K figure here. Get in front of that, retest that, see if buyers can kind of stretch above it here. All right, let's see. Interim time frame, intraday range. I don't know. I'm not following you, DNT, or maybe I don't have the bandwidth right now to read through. Just whatever it is, try to keep it simple and something you know, and that is repeatable, and you can build confidence with. Right, Laura, I know you know how to trade that 1 2 3 pattern. I mean, you know what it looks like. You know how to trade the pullback. Even better is you look for the pullback. You're patient for it, and I've seen you do it so many times. And just take that. Or Rob, I saw you with trading those options levels and then order flow around it. Great. Anyway, guys, let's wrap it up. We'll call it a week here. Thank you, everybody. Great meeting last night with the Academy as well. Hope you guys found it helpful. It's really a pleasure. And thank you to the coaches, and thank you for you Academy members, all the great content and the great community we're building over here, and sharing. So really great stuff. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend, and we will catch up with you on Monday. All right. Yep. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.